The crowd's, of course, beginning to shuffle around a little now because I'm sure many of them believe that this is the plane on which Ringo is coming. However, their excitement will just have to wait a little longer. Ringo Starr, incidentally, born July the 7th, 1940. That makes him coming on 24 years of age. 24 years of age, and I'm sure he must be a very wealthy man, certainly successful in the entertainment world. Oh, wait on, I've just had notification that our director, Al Potter, believes that this is the plane, and the crowd seems to sense it too. They're screaming. They've, I should tell you that they've had their portable radios down there, their transistors, and if ever a Beatle record comes up, they all take it up and sing in unison. Even when the radio's not playing, they still seem to catch on to a tune and sing away at it. Yes, it could well be the plane. However, getting back to Ringo Starr, an incredibly lucky young man, really, when you consider that he was not the original drummer with the group. Pete Best was the name of the first drummer. For one reason or another, he was asked to leave, and Ringo stepped into his shoes, and he seemed to be the magical element that acted as a kind of catalyst to this chemical compound, the Beatles. And it was he who really, I think, begun the group on its tremendously successful stage that has been going through the tremendously successful career. I can't commit myself as to whether this plane that you've just seen on the screen is the one that carries Ringo, yet we were told and assured that it would taxi into this port right directly in front of us and turn around just as this plane is doing. Yes, I'm almost certain this must be the plane, and Ringo will be, we hope, the first passenger to leave it. There's a very strong wind, a very cold wind, knowing that Ringo has spent nearly the last week in hospital suffering from tonsillitis and laryngitis. I would hardly expect that he'll stay much time in the open. I believe that the doctors didn't particularly like the idea of him coming out to Australia so soon after this attack of laryngitis, which took him in a photographer's studio in London. But he spent a week or more in bed, and the photographers have clambered around the plane. Right now, I'm coming back to the plane at this moment. Doors open, and as usual, the expected arrival of a personality. Oh, we've got, yes, there's a Channel 7 camera right in the foreground there, with so it ought to take in a very fine shot of Ringo as he comes down that stairway. Well, no doubt, at this moment, he's probably putting on a nice warm coat, ready for the bitter cold that is out here at the airport. At least it's sunny, at least it's clear, at least it's not a deluge as it was in another city that we know of. Golden cowboy boots. He had a grey streak through his hair, and here he is, yes, and he's standing there, he's smiling, that mop of hair, tousled hair, all over his face. He's coming down that face, I suppose, is probably more famous than any other face in the world. He and the rest of the Beatles. He's being escorted down to the cars. Appears to be an enclosed car, which is understandable considering the fact that he is just recuperating from a sickness. But we've been assured that he will drive along past the fans that have lined the fencing here. Perhaps my estimate of the crowd was under. Perhaps it's about 1,500 to 2,000. It could well be by now too. And I've no doubt that most of them will remain here, and they'll be here in swelling number to welcome the other three members of the group, who incidentally there's a plane flying from here in Melbourne across to Adelaide. Later we'll possibly get it, but it's going to pick the rest of the group up and bring them back. They ought to arrive in Melbourne about 3:30. Now, here's this group of cars. Ringo is in the Wolseley, it looks like, the second. The crowd is really going well. It's wonderful. A tremendously spontaneous reaction. They're waving and screaming and carry on, throwing bits of torn up paper. There are balloons and banners. And although we can't really get a close view of Ringo himself, I'm quite confident that he's acting in that very poised and confident manner that he always seems to show whenever he's in the public eye. He seems to have a great dignity, as have all the rest of the Beatles. And probably more than anything, the thing that endears them all to us so much is this sense of humour which they seem to show. And this, no doubt, we will see when they are interviewed in their press conference. Well, he's gone up the line of fans at about 5 or 10 miles an hour. Whether or not he'll return and come back, it's rather difficult to say. It looks to me as if that's it. It looks to me as if they're off on the way back to the hotel.